The day the messages came in, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't call him out. I didn't even confront her. Instead, I replied to the message with just one line. Send me everything. And by the time our honeymoon ended, I had already planned the most humiliating day of their lives. But my people, so before I continue, what would you do if you found out on your honeymoon that your husband was cheating on you with your best friend? Would you confront them immediately, stay quiet and gather evidence, or walk away without saying a word? Because me, I chose something else. But before I continue, please do well to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. I would love to know where this my honeymoon drama has reached because it has shaken this town already. So, my name is Amaka, and this story didn't start on my honeymoon. It started years before that, with a friendship I thought would last forever. I met Kemi in university. She was loud, funny, confident, everything I wasn't. People liked her instantly. Me? It took time. But somehow, we balanced each other. She used to say, Amaka, when you finally fall in love, it will be serious. I laughed it off back then. I didn't know she would be part of that love story, in the worst way. I met Tunde 2 years after NYC. He was calm, responsible, soft-spoken, the kind of man Nigerian mothers pray for. He didn't rush me, he didn't pressure me, and most importantly, he respected me. At least, that's what I believed. When I introduced him to Kemi, she hugged me later and said, Amaka, this one is husband material, don't mess it up. I smiled, because I thought she was rooting for me. Looking back now, the signs were there. But you know how love is. It makes you explain things that don't make sense. Sometimes I would call Tunde and his line would be busy. Later, he'd say, network issue. I believed him. Kemi started calling him my in-law even before we were engaged. She would joke, laugh, touch his arm a little too freely. I noticed, but I told myself, they're just comfortable. One day, I walked into the kitchen and saw them talking quietly. They went silent immediately. Kemi laughed and said, see your suspicious face. I laughed too, but something in my chest felt off. Still, I ignored it. Our wedding was beautiful. Family came from everywhere. Friends showed up in full force. And Kemi, she was my maid of honor. She planned everything. She stood beside me. She held my hand. She even cried during her speech. I've never seen Amaka this happy, she said. Everyone clapped. I cried too, because I believed her. We traveled 2 days after the wedding. It was my first time leaving Nigeria. I was excited, nervous, happy. Everything felt perfect. Until the third night. I remember clearly. Tunde was in the shower. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to open it. It was a message. No greeting, no introduction. Just, your husband is cheating on you with your best friend. I froze. My first reaction was anger. I thought it was a prank or someone trying to ruin my marriage. Then another message came. Pictures. My hand started shaking. I opened them. It was Tunde and Kemi. Together. Too close. Too comfortable. Not something you could explain away. Then, videos. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't knock on the bathroom door. Instead, I typed, send me everything. The sender didn't say who they were, but they sent everything. Chats, voice notes, pictures, dates, even messages from the night before my wedding. I listened to one voice note. It was Kemi, laughing. She said, "After this wedding, we'll be more careful." I paused the audio. I couldn't breathe. Everything made sense. The whispers, the silence when I walked in, the overfamiliar jokes. I sat on that bed for about an hour. Tunde came out, smiling. "Babe, you okay?" I smiled back. Yes. That was the moment I decided. I was not going to break down. Not yet. For the rest of the honeymoon, I acted normal. I laughed. I took pictures. I held his hand. I even posted online. Best decision of my life. Meanwhile, I was collecting evidence, saving everything, backing it up, planning. I didn't confront him because I wanted the truth to destroy them both at once. When we returned, everyone expected newly married joy, family visits, friends coming over, including Kemi. She came with gifts, hugged me tightly. "Mrs. Tunde," she teased. I hugged her back and whispered in her ear, "Thank you for everything." She smiled. She had no idea. I planned a thank you dinner, said it was to appreciate everyone who supported the wedding. Both families came. Friends came. Even her parents. Everyone was happy, laughing, eating. Then I stood up. I tapped my glass. "Can I have everyone's attention?" I smiled. "I just want to say thank you for coming. This journey has been beautiful." I paused. Then I said, "But I also want to share something important." I connected my phone to the TV. Tunde looked confused. Kemi shifted in her seat. Then I played the video. Silence. At first, people didn't understand. Then it became clear. Someone gasped. Another person shouted. Kemi stood up immediately. "This is not..." I raised my hand. "Sit down." Tunde tried to speak. "Amaka, listen. Don't." I played the voice note. Her voice filled the room. Now there was no denying. Her mother started crying. Tunde's father stood up in anger. And me? I stood there calmly. I found out on my honeymoon. I stayed quiet so you both could enjoy yourselves. I looked at Kemi, my best friend. Then at Tunde, my husband. "Congratulations," I said. "You deserve each other." I picked up my bag. No drama. No tears. As I walked out, someone called my name, but I didn't turn back. Because the worst thing I could do to them was not fight, not scream, not beg, but expose the truth and walk away with my dignity. I know people would have expected me to do more. Maybe plan a huge revenge of some sort. Maybe I showed them premium shaggy. Some people think revenge is loud. But sometimes, the strongest revenge is silence, truth, and knowing you deserved better all along.
Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and tell us where you're watching from. And subscribe to listen to more captivating stories from Storytime with Pep.